Good evening, Parkland. Today is Friday, May 2nd, 2025. In this episode of Parkland Profile, we'll check out some of this month's PHS events, take a trip over to a Lancaster flea market, and take a closer look at some of Parkland's stars. I'm Sports Director Kelly Wood, and Parkland Profile starts now. April is a big month for the Parkland A-Wing. Everyone is involved in one of the biggest productions of the year, the Spring Musical. Now over to executive producer Taryn Merrick with a look at what went into this year's show.
Every year, Parkland High School puts on the Spring Musical in April, and this year they chose a classic, Les Misérables. The cast, crew, and pit worked tirelessly for months to put on such a great show, but with a show that is so well known and beloved, they had a lot to live up to.
I think that my portrayal of Fantine stood out because I think I really connected with the character emotionally. And even though I don't have crazy similarities with her, I think I chose specific pieces of her life story and tried to relate that to my life so that my portrayal of her was more raw and authentic.
I think having the ensemble stand out was a lot to do with our specific costumes. I think our costumer did a great job of having a really cool color scheme. But as far as it goes individually, I think our directors really emphasized each of us having our own personal story that we could resonate with and then take it up with us on stage.
We really tried to focus on having it be a really succinct and concise story and to have everything be really clear to the audience, and to have our performances just be very complex but to the point and just very effective.
What we first had to do was we had to make everything seamless. Every single transition, it had to be perfect, or else it wouldn't live up to people's prior viewings of the show. For sound effects, we had to be very synchronized, especially for Javert when he stands on the bridge. The lights have to go out, the sound effects have to go all at the same time, and our scrim has to come down. It all has to work in cohesion.
Even with such a great production, there were a few challenges along the way.
I'd say as a cast, one of the challenges we might have faced is just really the kind of little bit of pressure there is to make this show really good, because Les Mis is known to be this incredible show. And it was kind of in the background of everything we did, but without taking over and making it not a fun process. So throughout the whole time, we were still able to enjoy it and really indulge in the beautiful music, but we did work hard to give it its justice it deserves.
One of the biggest challenges in portraying Fantine was just relating her life story to mine, just because, she has a kid, she's a prostitute, which are two things that I don't really relate to.
That's right, dearie, let him have the lot.
There's a lot of challenges with juggling a bunch of this stuff for the actors and everyone involved. It eats up a lot of time. Obviously, it's super worth it. And then for the actual production, it's a bunch of the logistics stuff, all this tech and stuff that you spend a lot of time on, and it really comes together in the end, and it's super cool.
It's a very complicated set for a lot of pieces, and we didn't have as much time as we usually do to put it up, so that was very tricky. And then we had to paint the set, and then we had to paint the wagons, and we had to build the wagons. It was a lot of work, but we ended up getting everything done with time to spare. My favorite memory is the first time I sat down in this auditorium and I watched them perform. They performed the song Master of the House, And I was watching them all up there, and they looked like they had such an amazing time, and I really enjoyed myself.
My favorite memory was definitely just laughing with all my friends backstage every single day.
My favorite memory from the show was probably just like opening the show every night and like standing in the circle in the chorus room and just like bonding with our cast before the show and like just like cherishing like all of these like little memories that I'll have for my senior year.
If you missed the show this month, make sure to march on down to the Freddy's on May 22nd to see the cast in action one day more. For Parkland TV, I'm Taryn Merrick.
The A-Wing wasn't the only busy part of PHS this month. The C-Wing had their biggest event as well, the Biomedical Symposium. Here's producer Siona Pathak with a recap of this event.
Today, we took a look at Parkland's Biomedical Symposium. We interviewed its participants about their experience. During the symposium, the students go through many different stations.
Here we're demonstrating ventilation. We have our mechanical ventilator and a set of pig lungs, and we're just showing how the respiratory system works.
So this is Stop the Bleed. We're going to teach the kids how to stop like severe bleeding that can be life-threatening. We're going to go over your own safety, how to pack a wound, how to compress, how to apply a tourniquet, things of that nature.
So this is one of our higher fidelity mannequins, our SimMan 3G. He can do a whole bunch of functions, heart sounds, lung sounds, pulses, and a whole bunch of other things. So essentially the scenario we're gonna run through today is like a traffic accident where the patient's gonna stop breathing, they're gonna code, and then we'll do some CPR and hopefully bring back our patient.
We asked some of the medical professionals about their experiences.
Orthopedic surgery is a all musculoskeletal conditions. So we take care, like I do mostly knee and shoulder care. And we do things like joint replacements, ACL surgery, meniscus surgery, rotator cuff surgery. So anything that has to do with your bones and joints and muscles and tendons and ligaments.
My job is a simulation technician. Essentially what that means is I work with educators, whether it's doctors, nurses, or any other kind of healthcare professional to create scenarios like our patient Humphrey here to replicate a realistic-like environment.
Students on the biomedical track find that the symposium is a great way for them to get hands-on experience with the medical field.
You get like hands-on activity with CPR, ambulance, stop the bleed, and then right now we're doing like a practice thing where we have to order tests and figure out what's wrong with the patient.
Well, I know specifically like the one behind us, CPR is really helpful. Just even not being a student that's interested in the medical field, being a regular citizen, CPR is super important. But I also think that a lot of the stuff that they're learning how to diagnose patients right now, it gives them a step ahead and a better understanding of the things before they get into the real world.
The volunteers from St. Luke's find that the symposium is an excellent opportunity for students.
Well, this is a chance for students that are interested in healthcare and surgical careers to, get their hands dirty and see what the dissections look like. And this is what anatomy labs would be like. And we can talk about some of the surgical approaches and things like that. So it's a good chance to go and get a preview of that stuff.
It's important to get kids interested in healthcare careers because right now there's a shortage, especially in EMS, and trying to get the interest built up.
I think the best part is just getting to see all the different parts of and options of things in the medical field. It's a really, really great opportunity for everybody to get to see what they can go into with the experiences that they're gaining from their courses that they're taking.
The Biomedical Symposium is an excellent way for students to get experience in different aspects of the medical field. From Parkland TV, I'm Siona Pathak.
This month, Parkland TV ventured out to Lancaster, PA to explore the Green Dragon Flea Market. Here's producer Alyssa Valletta with a look at how it went.
Hey Parkland, we're here in Ephrata, Lancaster County to check out Green Dragon Farmers Market and Auction.
My name is Sally Bushong and I'm one of the owners here at the Green Dragon. My parents and my two brothers and I run the Dragon. My dad bought it in 1961 with a partner who has since retired, and now it's just my two brothers and I mostly running it.
Roughly how many vendors do you have?
Just the fact that it's a Friday and we're only open on Fridays, whenever you couple that with the weekend and the weather, we get a huge crowd. I would say we have as many as 400 vendors on a day like today.
What's unique about Green Dragon?
Well, that's a very loaded question. If you ask different people, I think they would all pick something different about the market that they really love. But the way I would answer that is I think that the Green Dragon is more than just a farmer's market. I feel like it's a destination. It's an experience. You can spend all day here, enjoying the sounds, the smells, the music. We even have music here now. And I'm not sure exactly what the reason is. I would just say people love it. That's all I know.
I'm Angel. I've been working here for about 6 months, and we sell polymer clay earrings, and we actually work in a business that is in 17 different locations.
Hi, my name is Lily. I've been at this location for a year now. I've been helping hand make the polymer clay, sell the polymer clay pieces, and like Angel said, we're in 17 different locations locally, and we also sell online on 3 different platforms as well. So yeah, it's a really fun place.
What's your favorite part about selling here at Green Dragon?
Definitely the sunshine. I love the weather, I love the people, and it's just a really fun vibe out here.
Yeah. I would have to say the same thing, like being outside, especially during the nice weather and having all the people. There's so many different people that come along. You see a lot of the same people that come to buy things, and you see people from out of state, people that travel from down south to come up here. So it's really cool being able to sell our pieces to people in other states.
Do you have a most popular item?
Definitely these guys right here are botanicals, hot sellers. They're there for every occasion you have.
What do you do here?
I'm a musician. I one-man band. I play here just about every Friday from 9 in the morning to about 2 in the afternoon.
What is your favorite thing about Green Dragon?
I think the people. I just love interacting with everybody. I've been playing here for about 10 years, so I've gotten to know so many people, and I kind of feel like I'm at home here. I know everybody, which is fun.
What brought you to Green Dragon?
So I'm from Ephrata, and I've known about it for a really long time, and I just love coming here on a regular basis.
Definitely came for the food.
Are you looking for anything specific here today?
Food.
An awesome Reuben sandwich I already ate, and a chai latte.
It's great to see a community come together and create such a welcoming environment. From Parkland TV, I'm Alyssa Valletta.
Over the last few years at PHS, a few people have really stood out among the crowd and made their mark on the school. One of them is sophomore Blake Nassry, a varsity basketball player who missed the winning shot in the state final last year but managed to redeem himself this year.
Parkland sophomore starting shooting guard Blake Nassry had an amazing season this year by scoring 412 points this year alone. It takes some effort to prepare for these big games though.
What got me interested into playing basketball was watching guys like LeBron James, who played for the Cavaliers when I was younger. He was really inspirational to me. He really led the Cavs to the finals, did it by himself. He had a lot of people supporting him, and I just wanted to be like him, really. That's what really got me interested. What goes through my mind is preparing myself for the game. I want to eat right before the game. I want to get a good nap in before the game. That's important. I love my naps before games. And then once I get to the game, I shoot in the Ox gym for a little bit, try and just see shots go through the rim. And then once I get in the game, I'm just ready.
Parkland made it all the way to the championship game last year. Blake had a decent freshman season that all came down to a defining moment in this important game.
Yeah, I was really excited. Being a freshman, it was my first year, so it was going to be a big moment for me, but I felt like I was prepared for it. It didn't go our way, but it was a really good experience being in Hershey. It was only the second time in history, so it felt really good to be a part of that team. Yeah, what went through my mind before the shot, I really wasn't thinking about it at the time. I really wasn't supposed to be in the game. Luke Spang fouled out, so that was the crazy part about it. so I wasn't really expecting to be in the game at that point. But when Jaden Thomas passed me the ball, I just like I practice all the time, I just expect to make it. It didn't go my way that time, but it's just how basketball goes. Yeah, it was a good shot. My teammates really set me up. Tyler Beck with a great pass, and it was really a lot of hard work went into it, and I expect to make those shots in the big moments, and I felt like that was just my chance, and I just made it work.
Nassry had an amazing comeback this year by almost scoring 5 times more points than his freshman year. This just goes to show, just because you're down doesn't mean you're out. For Parkland TV, I'm Maddie Powers.
On the art side of the school, senior Jakob Barnett has made his mark on the photography scene specifically for his sports photos. Now over to a look at how he got his star status.
Jakob Barnett is one of the most well-known students here at Parkland High School. As homecoming king, third-place Mr. Parkland, and well-known photographer with about 2,000 followers on Instagram, he's hard to miss around the school. But with all of his successes as a senior, it's important to remember the journey that it took him to get here.
So Jake has stuttered honestly since he learned how to talk. So it has been a lifelong struggle for him. But through that time, through some different therapies and some different techniques that he's learned, he has definitely learned to overcome it in some aspects. But there's a huge part to a stutter or to a stutterer where there's really no cure for it.
I'm trying to remember back what Jake was like when he first joined the TV studio. He was quiet. He didn't like to talk. I didn't really know why he didn't like to talk until I made him announce. And then I realized why he was afraid of talking.
So I picked up photography about a year ago to date. For most of my life, especially in the past 4 years, I've loved film. And about a year ago, that kind of turned into loving photography. I was waitlisted from the NYU summer program for film. So that kind of pushed me to take a different avenue and explore a different route. And then I was fortunate enough to get into NYU the following year for photography. So it kind of came full circle.
The growth that I saw in Jake started when he started telling a story through the lens. And then when he found photography, he really started being able to tell his story about himself and about other people through it.
What's that? You remember the LeBron picture?
Oh, in the sand?
Yeah, I'll go land down there.
Senior year though, he faced his fears and stepped in front of the camera for a change.
Working with Jakob in Mr. Parkland was really, really, really special. So I had him last year as a junior in AP World History. He was not the most vocal participant in class. And then to see him on stage and to know that it was his first time performing in that element, I mean, you would have never believed it.
Is it my destiny to live and die a life of blunt fragility?
Just being, going from being his teacher in a really hardcore setting, AP World History, to then this really fun show and just see him shine and really just, step out of his comfort zone. It was very, very cool to witness, and I'm so glad that I could be a part of that.
Well, as a mom, I could not be prouder of him. He has, again, like I said before, he has allowed himself to accept his stutter as part of who he is, but he has not allowed it to define who he is. And as he embarks on college and kind of flies the coop here and embraces his own independence as he goes off to college, I'm so excited for what all that will bring, because he's a pretty incredible individual with a very strong sense of self. And I think that's going to take him very, very far.
Just like with Jakob, no matter how many accolades you might receive, what's most important and inspiring is the journey it takes to get there. For Parkland TV, I'm Taryn Merrick.
That's all for tonight's episode of Parkland Profile. Tune in next month for more. Signing off, I'm your host, Kelly Wood. Have a great evening, Parklands.